Now here are all the bits and pieces you need to build your base. You've got your angle grinder, you've got your ear protection and your eye protection. You've got your tape and your trowel, and this is your measuring gauge. You've got the main ingredient here is your limestone blocks, your patio tubing, your cement board, and your cement, and your sand and bucket. I'm going to show you how to mix your mortar to build your base. All you need is a container. It doesn't matter what the container is. It could be a bucket, it could be an ice cream container, what I've got here. But the mixture is 5 parts sand to 1 part of the cement. And what you do is, you put that in a bucket or a wheelbarrow. You can be using a shovel or a trowel like this here. Just keep mixing it till you get it nice and smooth. And then what you need to do is just add water slowly into that mixture. And you keep adding the water till you get a consistency of mortar, something like this what I'm showing you here. The mortar should just slide off the trowel as you just hold it up like that. As I said, you don't want it too thick or too thin. And now you're ready to start your base. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how simple it is to build your own base. You don't have to spend a load of money on very expensive blocks, limestone blocks or bricks or whatever it is. This is all recycled bricks or blocks that I'm using today. And what I'll do is we'll just show you exactly how it goes together. We're just continuing on building the base here. And as I said before, it is not very difficult at all to do it. Just keep mortar, a little bit of mortar on the sides. And that's how easy it is. As you can see, I've just about finished filling in all the gaps. And like I said before, this is only strengthening up the actual bricks. This is the inside of the oven, and you will not see it when it's all finished anyhow. But what we will do is, once we just get this done, we will go to the outside and more or less do the same procedure, and you can see exactly what's happening. So that's just about it done. As you can see, we're just continuing on building the blocks here. This mortar that I'm using here is actually 5 to 1. It's 5 sand and 1 of cement. I'm using a cream cement. You can use it. Could be grey cement. It could be, or you could put dyes in it. You could make it any colour you want. If you wanted pink, you could have it pink. That's not a problem. And every block I put up, I put a little bit of mortar in between it. Gives it that little bit more strength, a bit more bonding. And you can also see how quick you can actually build a base. I could build one of these bases in about 4 to 5 hours. Now, we're just about finished our base. I'll put one more row on. That will bring it up roughly to approximately 1 metre high. I find 1 metre high seems to be more or less the standard height. You could have it, we say if there was very tall people involved, you could have it 1 metre, you could make it 1100. Or if there were little short people, you could make it 900. Or you could go down to 600. Whatever size the people are, you probably could work it in like that, that doesn't matter. But the average is around the metre. Now we're just going to finish off filling in the gaps, and we will get the end product finished. If you want to have this as a finished product without rendering it, you can do so. All you will do is just clean up the joints. The beautiful thing with limestone, once you fill in these gaps, it really is a very nice, it can be rustic looking, but it's a very nice finish. Well, as you can see, we have our completed product, and you have seen how easy it is to do. You don't have to be a bricklayer, you don't have to be a tradesperson. In actual fact, ladies can do it, anybody can do this. If you stick to these couple of principles that I've just been doing or showing, that's all you have to do. And as I said, the products can be recycled products, and that's how easy it is to do it. Now we have come to the second stage of building the base, and what we're going to use here is patio tubing. The patio tubing is 75 by 35 mil. Now why we use patio tubing is, it is like squarish. It doesn't, when you're cutting it, when you want to work with it, it doesn't move around, and it's very, the lining of it is very thin, but yet it is very strong, and that's why we use it. And what we're going to do, I'm going to drop the patio tubing down 80 mil from the top of any surface that you've been using. It doesn't matter whether it's a steel structure, a brickwork. It's 80 mil from the top down to the top of the patio tubing. And I'm going to mark this now, and we cut it out. What the advantage of this is, you can get the patio tubing basically in any good hardware, and also this cuts out a lot of work. If you were putting in a concrete base here, you would have to use all timber strutting all around the place, then put your Rio in, put your steel in, and this eliminates a lot of work. You can do it as quick as you could do it with doing wood. So we just put these in, and what I'll do is I will cut these 10 mil over length, and what happens is the 10 mil will sit in, and then I will pin it back in again with cement, and that's how it's finished off. These go in at 300 centre, so I'll mark them in. The tubing, that's the actual patio tubing, comes in lengths like that. Now I'm going to show you how to cut in the patio tubing into the wall. You need an angle grinder. If you haven't got one, this is something you may have to purchase to do this job. Any of the 9-inch angle grinders, or even the smaller ones, the 6-inch is quite fine to do this job. You need a concrete blade in it. Very important. Never use steel, because it's quite dangerous. And another very important thing is to wear your get safety glasses, and also earmuffs. Now I can't talk to you when I put the earmuffs on because I won't hear what you're saying to me. Okay, and we're ready to go. I'm only going to cut the one and show you, and I'm going to chip it out, and I'm going to show you exactly how it sits in, because as you can see it's quite a dusty job. And all you need is just a hammer and chisel, and you can start from the top down, because especially if you're doing it after it's still not maybe dry, if you try to work on the side you're liable to break the blocks up. So just go from the top down, like especially if you're using limestone. As you can see, it's very easy to just pop out. And if we had, this is a wooden chisel I'm using, so if you have a concrete one, it's a lot better. What I did was, I didn't cut the actual thing quite neat. I've left it a little bit bigger, and why I did that was I can pin the cement in around it. You can see it like that moving, there's a bit of movement. So you can see now that the patio tubing sits down solid. So it can't go anywhere because you cut it to 10 mil over length, and all we're going to do is pin it back in. Now I've just inserted the patio tubing into the slot that I cut out, and hopefully you can see it there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pin it in with cement. And what pinning in with cement means, just actually filling it in with cement like that, putting it at the side. And on the other side, you can put quite a bit of cement there. It doesn't matter how much cement you put, so you don't have to worry about how. You can put an inch of cement there if you want. And I'm also actually putting it right underneath. and then just keep it straight, but there's no cement there because your cement board that we'll be putting on in a minute is going to be sitting on that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat this every 300 mil. So I'll cut this out. I'm not going to do it now because it's so dusty. I'll cut it out at every 300 mil centres, and then we will be putting the villa board, which is cement, normal cement board, which you can get at any good hardware as well. And I'll just plonk that in on top tomorrow when this has gone hard. And now this is the final stage. I have actually cut one sheet of cement board and I have dropped it in. And it doesn't have to be cut very accurately, because what we do, we use two sheets, two 6 mil villa board sheets, that's cement board. And what I'll do now is, for the second sheet, I'll just drop it in on the top. You can use all the offcuts that you have. I always buy the sheets in 2.4 by 1.2, and there's always the bits which is the offcuts. That's for most bases that you would be building. And there we have it. Brilliant.